are live. Hello, everyone. Hi, I was just here like 10 minutes ago. But hello, everyone.
We weren't.
I know you guys weren't. And we have multiplied because it went from 2 to now we are a trio tonight. I'm super excited. My name is Mikey. I am El Jefe of BC Wrestle Pod. And tonight we are here with the Owedo Bites. This is our Stardom post-show team. And tonight we are here to do a post-show on Stardom's American Dream 2026 as part of the Palms Slam Fest, which featured events from Stardom, TJPW, CMLL, MLP, all the good stuff. Independent wrestling is alive and kicking. But I am joined tonight by two lovely individuals. First and foremost, he was with me pretty much a good chunk of this weekend, tagging in and out with these watch-alongs that we were doing for GCW's The Collective. So first and foremost, I would like to introduce and give praise and thanks to Mr. Jumping Benny Bear. I'm happy you're here, and I cannot thank you enough for jumping in and out this weekend with us.
Happy to be here, man. And it was a great week of wrestling. And let's rock and roll.
Heck yeah. And then rounding out our trio tonight, he unfortunately had prior commitments that prevented him from being here on watch alongs. But hey, he's here and he's better than most of the other co-hosts who did nothing. Just kidding, y'all. I love you. But we have Mr. Mina Shirakiwi himself. Jesse is in the house tonight.
I've got to tell you, looking at myself and Benny, you are never going to beat the allegations that you're just collecting bearded bald men like Infinity Stones.
And y'all know I have a type. And honestly, I feel that kind of stuff tracks given the fact that, I don't know, that, and I also am collecting a lot of theater people. That is also the thing I'm never going to beat the allegations of. I'm just also collecting lots of weird theater kids.
I've never done theater.
And their friends.
Guilty by association. Okay. Let's get rolling into the night. Mikey made a short one tonight, but I feel like every minute was worth the watch.
100%. And we're also trying to get people to bed and to hockey games late in a little bit. So let's just jump straight into it. So I've already shed the spiel all weekend long. You already know where to find us on the social medias, where we go live, all this good stuff. Love that. Yes, hi, no, maybe so. Okay, let's go into it. All right, so let's start things off. I'm just gonna say this now, so I'm gonna say it later. Palms, I love you. And it kind of got better as the week gone on, but like I'm used to this with CMLL, so I was like the audio issues were being weird. I was like, this music is loud. The announcers are being drowned out, but I was like, that's the same thing in Mexico, but that's the only time I'll mention it. Let's get into the action, shall we? So first, let's talk about so I have to give American Dream some credit because leading into this event, we had lots of changes happening due to travel and visa issues. So let's talk about what kicked things off for us. So this was a tag team match to open up the night. This is the Cosmic Angels being represented by and not taking on the team of Brittany Brooks and Saki. So this is fun. And I was surprised to learn that this is the Cosmic Angels tag team debut in the US, which is crazy to say. And this is also Brittany Brooks's debut in Stardom, fresh off of a performance 24 hours earlier at Potter Mania as well. So girl was booked and blessed this whole entire week. So this was a lot of fun. Now, again, I'll talk about it at the end. But as far as this match goes, it definitely tells that the Cosmic Angels and Saki had a lot the chemistry, given the fact that they all work together. Saki hitting this big swing on Natsupoi, holding her by the arm and the leg was nuts to watch. I'm like, oh, hello there. This is a lot of fun. Lots of chops, lots of fun stuff. We had a really cool double axe kick, but in the end, Natsupoi hit the fairy ring on Brittany Brooks for the 3 count and the win. This is a fun opener. I am going to start with Mina Shirakiwi over here. What did you think of the match, and what are your thoughts on this opener?
So overall, first off, I will say all these women deserved a better crowd. They weren't really into it. They didn't really get into it until Athena's match, which is, I mean, Athena's at least in like local for the country, so I get that. But these women deserve better for the talent they have. This match I definitely became a fan of Natsupoi because of this match, because she was able to adapt. I was a little distracted though, because I feel like, and it makes sense now you saying that it was Brittany's first time in Stardom. It seemed like her and Natsupoi could not get on the same page for the first 3-4 minutes. And then it seems like Brittany is not used to the Joshi style of wrestling. phenomenally talented. She will get there, but it took me out of it for the first few minutes. And it seemed like they were able to realize that, compensate, kind of rework some things. And then after that, the match was very fluid. And again, as snug as they work, it still scares me that they're not always like busted open or bleeding from the mouth. But overall, I thought the match was really, really good, and I want to continue watching more of the Cosmic Angels, which hopefully we get a win in what 6 days time, so that they stay together. So we'll see how that plays out.
Man, I can't wait to talk about that at the very end of the show because that's our next big show. It's gonna be crazy. Can't wait. But Benny, same question to you. How do we feel about our opener?
Yeah, I actually agree a lot with Jesse here. Like at first it seemed a little clunky, but they found a way around it. And Brittany Brooks is somebody that I've been seeing around a lot lately, not just WrestleMania weekend, and she's really good, really young talent. And same, like, to be honest with you, this was my first introduction to Stardom. Like I've seen matches here and there. But the Cosmic Angels, like I was a really, really big fan by the end of this. Like I love tag team wrestling, so anybody that works like a unit by the end, I'm good. Like it was so great.
And honestly, Benny, now is a great time to get into Stardom because, yeah, a lot of us we're not even a year into this. We're all kind of still fairly new to this as well. So you're not alone, my friend.
What, do we start this in January, Mikey? Like we talked about it then.
Yeah, we started like doing it more regularly because I wanted to cover more Stardom. Funny enough, Adolfo was the one that kind of pushed me into Stardom last year. And we ended up watching together and talking a lot about it. I was like, let me spread the Church of Joshi's message around more. Let me see who else will want to watch Japanese women's wrestling.
So I've got a tangential. Go ahead, Benny, you first.
I bet. I was just going to say that's how I found seeing the Stardom matches is from Church of Joshi.
Love that. And Jesse, you were going to say?
So I'm watching this match and watching, how Brittany Brooks integrates in here. And she's got a similar style, a little more power, a little less fluid athleticism. But I could see Zoe, friend of the show, Zoe Sky, doing really well in this style of wrestling too. I don't know if you guys remember her from Jersey when we went to the con.
I do.
Because she's appeared on some AEW stuff, some Ring of Honor stuff, and I wish the world for her. She's such a good performer.
Oh, absolutely. And it was really fun getting to know her when we did the interview and at the convention in general too. Like, there's a lot of talent that, was really fun to talk to and get to know them on a more personal level with certain things too. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so the Cosmic Angels here win. As Jesse alluded to, big things are coming up for a good chunk of the faction leading into this weekend, which I'll talk about at the very end of the show. But let's keep going. So after this, in our second match of the evening, this is a 6-woman tag team match. This is team of Micah, AEW's Mina and Hanako, taking on Mi Vida Loca, being represented by Rina Yamashita and Suzu Suzuki, teaming up with Hazuki of Hate. This is a very interesting in terms of like the kind of underlying story to this, as I actually took notes and I did my research too. So
you always do. I wing it.
I'm trying. But I'm doing better because sometimes I want to make sure that I'm like saying other things to be like, I had fun. This was great. I enjoyed what I saw. But there is some storytelling layers for this one because I had forgotten that the last time Mina was technically performing in Stardom was at American Dream last year too. So this marks almost a year for Mina making her return to appear in Stardom. And she is reuniting with former teammates Hanako and Micah here in this one. And this was a lot of fun for these girls. And then, of course, on the other side, you have Mi Vida Loca, which is Rina and Suzu teaming up with Hazuki. And this is continuing what is essentially what started at earlier this year at Dream Queendom is Mi Vida Loca versus Micah. And so hopefully Micah wanted to even the odds in this match by having Mina possibly come in to turn the tide in Micah's favor. This was so much fun. I had a great time with this. Definitely Mina and Suzuki were definitely on the stronger start here. The working, tangentially feels like never missing a beat with Mina only being gone for a year, leaving the company, but she fell right back into working with her tag team partners. We had some really fun stuff like that slingshot splash was a lot of fun. We got some good, kicks. We got some poses. Watching Hanako clear house was a lot of fun. And oh my goodness, that hammerlock Michinoku driver for the win was insane. I was just like, that was a thing of beauty. This was so much fun. And yeah, so I'm going to go to you, Benny, first. We're going to flip flop here. So, what did you think of this particular match?
This was interesting. I love Mina. Who doesn't, right? And I came out of this being a really big fan of Micah. I thought she really stood out in this. Rena, like I like obviously she's been around and she's never like I always get excited to see her because like no matter what she's doing, if it's deathmatch stuff, if it's just straight wrestling, she's one of the best. It's great stuff all around.
All right, same question, Jesse. What did you think?
How very dare the three of them do a single foot pin on Mina Shirakawa in the beginning of the match? How dare they? That is disrespect that will not be forgotten or forgiven at any point in my career. They did.
Oh my goodness.
A couple of notes that Hanako has the best torture rack I have seen since the late WCW days.
Yeah.
The big boots in Joshi style wrestling, they're so much better than the just, I'm going to throw you, you bounce back and run into my foot. It's almost like they turn it into a slam itself because they hit and then they push down. It's got so much more impact. I think they're better because of that. We had a really cool moment where they played the sides as well, where Micah was just able to power over Suzu for that, was it the power slam, like coming off of the ropes? That was, it did a really good job in like, because we know how it works. Like it's momentum based, but they did a really good job in playing it up bigger to smaller. And then we had the quick turnaround. It worked really well. The whole front of the match was a little more even than I expected. I mean, we had your normal beatdown. Mina couldn't get anything in the beginning, which was I'm going to say good. No, I didn't like that. But for the storytelling in the match, it was very good. But then towards the end of the match, I say the last 8-9 minutes, or probably 7-8 minutes, it was really a showcase of Suzu versus Micah, and which goes into the story they were trying to tell in the ring, which is really good. And Mike, I think you had mentioned it, the Hammerlock Michinoku driver with the tequila shot. That's got to be one of the coolest moves I've seen in a long time.
It is a lot of fun for sure, man. So it would be Mina. It would be Micah, Mina, and Hanako to pick up the win here against Mivita, Loka, and Hazuki. So this was fun. Alrighty. So let's keep this going because, again, short 5-match card, but good God. I want to just like a moment. Oh, the fallen goddess. How I love thee with all my heart. So this is a singles match. This is the Ring of Honor Forever Women's World Champion, Athena, taking on the runner-up to this year's Cinderella tournament in Miss Rena. This marks Athena's technically debut in Stardom. I mean, she's fought some of the Stardom girls before in like the New Japan shows and stuff like that.
Or Ring of Honor.
And Ring of Honor, but this marks Athena's like first kind of official debut in Stardom. Damn, what a match to debut in, because this was, oh man, this was fun. Like I said, Athena is the forever ROH Women's World Champion, and she has had matches with pretty much everyone and anyone
more
in
than
the States, and also has taken on a lot of folks across the pond and internationally as well over her title reign. I was very excited to see this because I was excited to see how Athena was going to do with Rena's more evolved character and her viciousness, which is a lot of fun. So, yeah, what can I say? Oh my goodness. What can I say with this one? You know, we try to get the shake of hands. Rena's like, absolutely not. Athena hits her with the forearm, suicide dives, knees off the
Airy dive, too.
Yeah, I was, Lord help us. They were going crazy. Rita knocking the referee away at one point, which allowed Athena to grab a roll up for the 2. Rita doing some really cocky kicks to the head of Athena, but of course, the Athena fired back. Leg sweep to set up the moonsault knees. This was a fun back and forth. Athena eventually won with a reverse Koji clutch submission to cement the win for her. My God, brutality at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. This was a really fun. Oh my goodness, I want them to run it back again. This was so fun. But anywho, Mina Shirakiwi, well, let's go to you. So what did you think of this match?
Still haven't run out of food puns for wrestlers' names yet. This was my match of the night just because I hadn't seen Athena wrestle in so long since I stopped watching Ring of Honor. And I didn't forget how good she was, but it's just nice to be reminded of that. The tombstone was so clean. The gory bomb that came, it was absolutely beautiful. There was one point where Reno's coming off the ropes and Athena hit her with like a no-look uppercut that it just straight up looked like she punched her in the mouth. Like it didn't even look like they were wrestling anymore. It just looked like I'm pissed. So right in the mouth. The match was great. I want to watch more of Rena. I want to see more of Athena. If that means I got to suffer the Ring of Honor, well, I'll pick and choose my battles. But this gave me kind of the thought as they were talking about Athena and her relationship with Billy, and they're going to be wrestling again. Can we get Rena versus Billy?
You know, with Billy making the international tour circuit right now, I mean, she's been popping up in the UK. I mean, Benny, you and I recently talked about her in her match at Eve, bruised, battered, and hungover not too long ago. So who knows? I would like to see Billy in Stardom.
I completely agree. And like, I think Billy has done a couple tours in Japan because I know that she was like the youngest person to youngest female wrestler, female gaijin to wrestle in Ryogoku, which is pretty cool.
She's just as good in person too. She went to that show up here or she performed on that show up here against Shotzi, and a great match, absolutely great match.
Oh, heck yeah! I'm jealous you got to see that match. Anyhow, but go ahead.
Sorry, Mike. I keep cutting everybody off. That's my bad. But anyways,
buddy, stop cutting people off.
Well, what I was gonna say is that like one thing I really liked about this match was that like even after the handshake debacle, like I was like, is this heel versus heel? And then right after that, like Rena had pretty much established herself as the heel, and which means that like that's a great thing about Athena, right? Because like she sort of works in this gray area, so like she can sort of like adapt to whatever situation she's in and still come out on top. And I also noticed that like, you know, Athena is so innovative that it was a couple times in this match that I noticed that she had to slow down a little bit for Rena to catch up, which isn't a bad thing because, you know, Rena's like what, 19, like something like that.
Yep, she's 19.
So she's already great at 19. I'm only imagining what she's gonna be like in what, like 5 years, you know? And that power bomb into that like inside out slam into the Koji clutch, I was like, what? Like,
that was amazing. I didn't know what to call it. I just wrote down Athena's ending.
Yeah, right.
Because it was an ataxia into Rings of Saturn, Koji, like it whatever it was amazing, and I want to see it more.
Yes, exactly. Like I was like, man, that was so fluid. It was insane. Good shit all around. 25 minutes in.
Yeah, we're far enough in. Be like, let the curse words commence. No, this was such a fun match. This was. Yeah, Athena picking up the win here against Rena. Can't wait to see how Rena progresses. She's already crazy now. She's going to be an absolutely dangerous threat with more experience and ring time too. So, alrighty, before we get to our last two matches, I do want to quickly talk about this because we do get, like in Stardom, we get an intermission segment. And so first, during this intermission, we established that the winner of the Cinderella tournament, Hanan, would be challenging Konami for a title. And then Konami came out and spray painted, like put spray paint on Hanan and the Cinderella dress. I was like, oh, we're about to carry this, aren't we? I was like, we're going to get Carrie up in here. I was like, oh, she's about to go nuts at All-Star Grand Queendom against. That should be fun. And then, of course, everyone's favorite punching bag in Stardom, our president of Stardom, comes out to try to, you know, so of course our Stardom president Taro Okada comes out and was immediately interrupted. And I thought we were about to see Tekla beat his butt again, which we kind of did. So,
yeah, Mikey, I wrote down just a big old question mark here. What the hell was this about?
So, for those of you who don't know and weren't aware of this, that's the question. Seth was originally in Stardom, and she was there for a good chunk of time. And as soon as she got signed to AEW, she finished up her Stardom run. And so, what happened at last year's All-Star Grand Queendom, she lost her match. And she, you know, to finish up with Stardom, she beat up the Stardom president, Taro Okada, at All-Star Grand Queendom. Like, de-pants this man, hit him with the belt, put a chair around his neck. Like, it was crazy crash out. And that was how Tekla exited to get to start an AEW. And so now that she is AEW Women's World Champion, she comes back and attempts to go for a round two before security gets in. And so we just had this little segment. I'm like, this is setting up some Forbidden Door stuff. And Benny can probably attest to this. I honestly think Tekla is probably going to fight somebody from Stardom in San Jose at Forbidden Door in June. So I'm like, because we are slowly planting the seeds for Forbidden Door this year because this year it is AEW, New Japan, CMLL, and Stardom who will be participating together. So I'm pretty sure it's setting some stuff up.
Yeah, she even said the word. So a little bit of foreshadowing there, you know. I thought President Oak had done a great job of acting in this entire segment. You know, like he's like looking at the screen, just like, where are you? Come on. And he slowly turns around and gets whacked. You know?
We gotta love our favorite Stardom president punching bag. Jesse's like, nah.
The context certainly helps. As somebody who didn't know what was going on, was like, oh, cool, this is elder abuse, but hey, let's make it fun.
Listen, I mean, in Japan, it works differently. We saw Tanahashi with like broken knees multiple times, and he was still fighting people. Minoru Suzuki is out here still like fighting people left and right too. So Murder Grandpa is going to do Murder Grandpa things. But that was our intermission. It sets up for what's happening this weekend and what's probably going to be Forbidden Door. Spoiler alert, we might expand the review team for Forbidden Door if we choose to review it when I come back from vacation, because that you have multiple promotions involved in that one. So we're gonna have our own cluster like people roaming in and out. Maybe we'll see what happens. Alrighty, let's continue on. We got 2 matches left. And the first one being for the New Japan Strong Women's Championship. This is, of course, Alexa of AEW taking on the muscle mother herself of Stardom, Messiah Ida. And I'm just like, good God, those muscles, girl.
Muscle Ida.
Muscle Ida, yes. Oh my goodness. So, how we got here, right? So, it's been really fun to watch the Windsor's title reign be something of a pleasant surprise because, you know, the former champion who held this belt, Shuri, losing this title, like it seemed like it might fade from Stardom canon entirely, but instead we see the woman who beat her making like this title defense and making it her own. Saya Ida is probably one of the best, most beloved performers in not just Stardom, but in all of Joshi from what I can see, because she has a history in wrestling and all over the place. She is everything. She is lovable. She's a hard-hitting underdog that the crowds always adopt for immediately. And as part of this match, Ida made the audience putty in her hands. And again, Windsor has had a really fun run as champion too. She performed, and this is not her first rodeo against Japanese talent because, again,
there was a rodeo?
I mean, later. But this is not the first time that Alex Windsor has faced Japanese talent. And again, no shameless promotion of Eve, because not only did Windsor, fight Shuri for this belt too, the night prior, she also had a really banging match against Yamashita as well. Like, she's been killing it right now. And so this match was a no-brainer, and this was great. Good God, these two. That's all I wrote in my notes, really. It's like, good God, these two.
I didn't even write any notes. I was so mesmerized by them working together. I was at the end of the match, I was like, oh, I forgot. Which to me is like, hey, that's a good sign. I was that enthralled, that entertained that I didn't even go, hey, remember to take notes on this.
This has been a fun run.
If you're like enthralled by the action, it's doing its job, right?
Yep, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to be entertained.
And this match was entertaining as well. Benny, any additional thoughts? I mean, we are very familiar with Miss Windsor over here.
Yeah. To be honest with you, over the last stretch of the last couple of months, when Alex Windsor has become one of my favorite women's wrestlers currently, because she is putting on banger after banger. And she's like a British Tekker, man. I love it. And this Saya Ida woman, she made a fan out of me the other night. That's for sure. Like that flying shoulder tackle, that we'll get to see that enough. Like worked into a match that isn't just like a big hot. And man, so like Windsor has like defended this. Well, she wanted it, as you said, at Wrestle Queendom, Pro Wrestling Eve's Wrestle Queen to make. And then she just beat Marina Shafir at the last pay-per-view in like 3 minutes because it looked like a fight. Like, literally just looked like
there was no wrestling. They were
just
to take the vernacular of JB Hayter, they beat the piss out of each other.
Precisely.
Throw on a further distraction. Benny, your slip up just made me think of the next new tag team, and that is Marina Shafir.
Yeah. My goodness.
Name on the back.
I love really long, complicated names. Like the Paro match.
They start charging by the letter.
Yeah, right.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. So again, Alex Windsor retains here. This was a phenomenal match. Let's get into the final match, and this is what I dubbed the Send the Crowd Home Happy show, because did it burn the house down? Not really. But this was a really fun showcase. This is the team. So this is a showcase match. This is, of course, we have our girls representing Neo Genesis. So May, Starlight Kid, and Azumi taking on AEW's own Cosmic Killer, Chris Statlander, and the Babes of Wrath for reuniting once again for this show in Miss Harley Cameron and my favorite lovable person whom I love dearly and our current TBS champion, Miss Willow Nightingale. This was a lot of firsts. This is the official first Stardom show for for Chris Statlander and the Babes of Wrath. So that is fun to see. And as a unit, because some of these girls have performed in the US already, but underneath the Stardom banner, this is the first US debut for Neo Genesis as a faction for any of these girls, because Starlight and Azumi have worked in the States before, but usually underneath the Stardom banner, but for the New Japan shows. But since this is their debut for Stardom here in the US, which is really great. This was just a showcase of baby faces. Everybody loves this, but it was really fun to see Chris and Willow and Harley kind of be, while not necessarily being it outright, they are the foreigners, so therefore they are automatically the heels, kind of, but not really, because it was so much fun watching them play that role, and I thought this was a lot of fun. This was just pure athleticism at its finest, and I couldn't stop smiling. Honestly, this was just a really fun, send the crowd home happy show, and this is the match that did that. Send the crowd home happy.
And they did just that. The whole match was really fun. It was narratively frustrating, so I know it was the point of it, but every time that Azumi and Starlight Kid would get some high flying stuff going, Chris would just come and be like, no, not doing that, at least 3 times, and it was frustrating for me because Starlight Kid and Azumi, they're my favorites, out of all Stardom, they're my favorite performers. But the whole match itself was so enjoyable. Somewhat side note here, Mikey, you might understand what I'm saying here, but do we feel like we missed an opportunity where Harley Cameron could be the forgotten iconic? I feel like the 3 of them would vibe so
well. Fun fact, Jesse, that the theme song that the Iconics use, now Harley Cameron is the singer on the track. So
okay,
now it's just yeah. Could you imagine Harley and TJPW in the their Princess Grand Prix? That would be awesome.
She's another one we got to meet, informally got to say hello to, but because she was there as well.
Yeah, she and Mariah May were at the same table. Well, they came in together, but they're both really sweet. I really love both of them too.
But overall, love the match. I mean, this is one of the things where, again, I stopped watching wrestling for a while. I just have been so disappointed. This Stardom has never disappointed me, to the point where on social media now, I'm following some of them that I actually do enjoy, because sometimes it's just too much wrestling news. And it's did you know? Yes, I did. I don't need to hear that anymore, or everything's speculation or not founded, but I want to see how they're actually doing in day-to-day life. So, I'm following people like Billy and now Starlight Kid and Azumi, just because I'm so interested in their performance. I want to continue to see them and see how they progress. Mm-hmm. They're very, very young in their careers too.
100%.
Stop giggling at me. I was trying to have a poignant moment, Mikey. Jeez. Serious for one time.
It sounded like Raven there for a second. Starlight Kid is somebody who's it was really young, but she's really great beyond her years, she's fantastic. Same with Azumi. I know that they're both pretty young. And the Cosmic Babes of Wrath, being the de facto heels, I really, really liked. Because one, this is probably the longest match I've ever seen the Cosmic Babes of Wrath have. And it's pretty sad when you watch it regularly, and not to go on a tangent, but I have to go to the indies to see an actual great women's match between the people who I just paid money to see.
That's out of all the big promotions, Benny.
Yeah, pretty much. And this is probably Harley Cameron's best performance. I really thought that she really pulled it out here. That Shining Wizard was a nice.
So good.
You could do that.
That was Tegan Knox level of execution. It was so good and clean there.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I've always wondered what a heel Willow would look like, and I need that in my life. I need that. Give me a Stat, Willow and Stat, and make them angry.
I want to point out something I didn't realize, because clearly I'm such a fan of wordplay. but Azumi, her roll up at the end is called the Azumi Sushi.
Yeah.
It writes itself. It's so good.
I think we have another moniker for you to use when we do Stardom reviews, the Mr. Azumi.
Maybe I misheard it or it was a mistranslation, but that is what the announcer said. Azumi Sushi roll up. We've got a
Genius.
Japanese Joshi wrestler using a sushi roll up as a pin. That's like top dog level of brilliance.
Oh my goodness. So the girls of Neo Genesis win. They end the show by like getting the crowd to do the Stardom chant as the show goes off the air. This was a fun little show. Here for American Dream 2026. And this is a good prelude because now we got to get serious because this weekend is the biggest show for Stardom every year. This weekend is Stardom's All-Star Grandom, y'all. And my God, if you are looking to get into Stardom or be like, what is this Stardom promotion? I'm telling you right now, this is the event to get yourself into because Lord have mercy, everything that has been building up to this, we are about to have. It is about to go nut. And I, for one, I am so excited. I cannot wait. So, like I said, there's a lot happening. Stardom's decided to pull a full AEW with this, and then we got 9 matches and 3 pre-show matches. But to some of the ones that you want to keep an eye out for, even though she couldn't be on the show due to travel issues, Natsupoi and Maki Ito have been having beef over the cutest Kawaii Star Championship, which is just like Maki Ito's cardboard championship. So that's going to be there. That's going to be prestigious. Yes, the most prestigious. I'm excited. This is going to be so much fun. We're getting a gauntlet tag team match with a bunch of the girls. We are getting Harana Yagami and Emma Matsushima for the future Stardom title. We are getting now and Saki Kata's retirement ceremony. We're getting a hardcore tag team match of Hanako and Maika versus Suzuki and Rina Yamashita. So we're getting kind of a death match with Rina.
That match is going to be nuts.
Listen, Rina is involved in this hardcore death match, and Benny, as you and I know, when Rina goes into death matches, she go all in or nothing. Like, we about to see some blood.
Yeah, you've seen her back.
Girl is crazy. But guys, there's a lot of championship matches too. Like the IWGP Women's titles, Shuri is defending it against W's the Mega Sis Megan Bayne. I'm just like, good God,
I did see that. Yeah, that I got excited for.
That match is gonna hit hard. It's gonna be good. Then you have Azumi and Miyaki taking on BMI 2000 for the tag titles. Ami versus Hanan for the Wonder of Stardom, but the main event, as it should be, is because of the stakes involved, the World of Stardom title. Kamitani defending the title against Sayaka Kurara. And if it loses, Cosmic Angels disband. They are no more. There's lots of stakes. I mean, Sayaka Kamitani already took out like one of their most beloved members last year by retiring her last year at All-Star Grand Queendom.
Kurara is not allowed to lose. She's not allowed to.
So we're going to see if Sayaka Kamitani can once again pull out another victory, or if Sayaka is going to be able to win the title and keep her faction alive. So all goes down, and we will be back in 2 weeks to talk about that. So we're going to have fun, but we got to get up on out of here. So thank you so much for tuning into our American Dream post show. The rest of the week is going to be nothing but the collective show. I'll be here tomorrow night to talk about MDK Fight Club. Wednesday, we got, Lucha Libre action with Gringo Locos, The World on Lucha, as well as our CMLL show. Thursday, we got a double feature as we, talk about Progress, Chapter 193, Vegas 2, and MLP's Multiverse, which I don't know if it will ever happen. And Benny, we'll talk more offline, but like, I want to see Amazing Red go to CMLL and fight some luchadors in Mexico. Like, Amazing Red needs to go fight some people in Mexico.
Yeah. I didn't even know he was still active.
My dude, he is still wrestling, be popping up everywhere. And he mostly wrestles for House of Glory. But we'll talk afterwards. But I also need the Rascals sent to Mexico as well, Tony Khan. The Rascals in Mexico would go ham. I'm just saying.
Yeah, did you see that Red versus Bandito match?
Bandito versus
House of Glory.
My God.
Best life. Just for posteriori, just to make sure everyone understands, if they're looking up Amazing Red, it's House of Glory. House is the important word, not holes. House.
Yeah. Did I
Yes,
say
House
whole?
of-
Oh, I see what you mean.
Oh my goodness. And then Friday, we're back to our regular schedule as we go to talking about TNA. Honestly, Bear Bronson, I'm happy you're a tag team champ in TNA despite everything that has happened. But also, sir, I appreciate you. And let's just say you won me over even more than I thought we could because of your match that you were involved in at Effie's Big Gay Brunch. There was a lot of making out, I'm not going to tell. And Nomi the Bard, his wife, was loving every single minute of it and posted it on the replay on her Instagram and her Twitter. So we love a good queer couple, y'all. Anywho,
Absolutely.
For a scary looking dude, he's really, really nice.
yes, we can gush. Listen, I will gush over Bear Bronson, both just and also he's a big old teddy bear. He has a heart, and I love him. He is so nice. Anyways, Bear, I love you. BC WrestlePod loves you. You've met a couple of us before when to the shows we've gone to, and you're amazing. Anyways, let's get up on out of here. So thank you so much. I will be back tomorrow to be talking about MDK Fight Club. But until then, from all of us here at BC WrestlePod to you at home, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay biconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We'll catch you later, but until then, and until next time. Peace.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another Vibe Tribe production. What's gonna happen next time? Well, you're gonna have to tune in to find out. But until then, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, make sure that you keep the good times rolling. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.